Hi, my name is Sena. It is Isabel Kapovi. Just depends on who you ask. And I'm just congratulating Mrs. Schilling for her nomination and for her award. It's to just say a little bit about how I know Mrs. Schilling. I was in her class. ESOL 1 class, 2009 school year, 2009 2010, and that was, I actually came into the country that year, so I started her class just a couple weeks maybe after landing into the country from Benin. And it was definitely, it wasn't easy, as you can imagine. If you ever learn a language, it's not easy. But I know for sure, having her as a teacher and having just what she offers as a teacher, and just her patience and her generosity and her ability to get out of the box when needed. And when I say patience, I know specifically not just her patience in teaching something as basic as ABCs in English. Now thinking about learning things like ABC, or how to say I'll be back, or something like that, is absurd now. Like, how do you not know how to do that? But of course, at the time I didn't. And there was many people, once you don't know the language, you don't know. You gotta learn until before you know. And so it takes patience from a teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Schilling, for your patience. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for the time you give to your students and the community in general. Happy retirement. Bye.
In teacher training programs, there is often an emphasis on Bloom's taxonomy. Learning starts with remembering and develops through comprehension, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation, and, finally, a student can create. Karen has always been aware of Bloom's taxonomy, but her heart is with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which states that a student may not be able to hit even the lowest tier of Bloom's taxonomy if his or her basic needs aren't first met. Physiological needs, safety needs, and emotional needs are in Karen's mind as she helps students be successful. Karen's success as an ESOL teacher over the past 30 plus years is due to connections and relationships that she has developed with students, colleagues, and the community. She's in touch with students that she taught over 20 years ago, and is often a guest in their homes for special events. By no means is Karen a softie or a pushover type of teacher, parent, or, I might add, wife. She sets the bar high for her students and leads them to believe that they can achieve. At Blair High School, she was infamous for being the strict ESOL teacher, but she also has plenty of notes from former students thanking her for being tough and pushing them. Karen pushes herself hard as well. She has been National Board Certified since 2004 and has individually coached over 60 MCPS teachers through the process. National Board Certification taught her to be a reflective practitioner who focuses on her particular group of students at a particular time on a particular day. Each of her lessons is tailor-made for a specific group of students. Karen loves helping English language learners and their families. She's not shy about asking her friends, family, and community to help. She shares their stories in such a way that everyone wants to donate and participate.
Hey everybody, my name is Patrick Kombi. I'm from Congo Republic. I'm one of Karen Schilling former student. I'm just glad she picked me between all of her students to speak behind her, which really mean a lot for me because Karen Schilling, she's an incredible teacher, an incredible woman. She really there's no word to describe her. That's how good, that's how good she is. As a student, I was that was like the best thing that could happen to me coming from Africa to have a nice and good teacher like her. She helped me to go through my transition here because I was speaking English and she was speaking French. But somehow she got the point to make it work, to make everything smoother, to help me understand everything. Everything was just easier for me. It was so easier at the point I thought I was an English speaker. I've been speaking English my whole life. That's how easy she got me to understand English. And everything like, I got to pick up easy. She helped my family a lot. She helped my family. But she helped my family a lot. And she kept on doing it even though she was my teacher anymore, which is incredible, which is like fantastic. You cannot see people like that. People like that, you don't have them like more often. I hope in the future we're gonna have teacher like her that gonna help some other student, because coming from Africa to here is hard for a student. But if they got someone who can warm them, who can give them confidence, who can guide them in a good path like Karen1 did for me and my family, that would mean a lot for the world. She changed my life. She had my family. She had my mom. My mom was a single woman living in this country with 5 children. But she got a point to give us the courage to keep on working, to keep on doing good. Thank you. Thank you, Karen1. Thank you for everything. She got to introduce me to my soccer team. She bought me like soccer stuff, like something. Because she did stuff that wasn't required for a teacher to do, but she's still doing it. That takes someone who need to have a big heart to do all those stuff for people. And she had people around me like it was just like fantastic. It was incredible to see stuff like that, because you don't see teachers nowadays to do stuff like that for their student. But her doing that thing, it just mean a lot for me. I'll thank you, Karen1, for everything.
Need a science board for a project? School supplies, winter clothes, food for you or your family, help applying for a job or the SAT test? Ask Mrs. Schilling. She can help you or find someone else to help. At Thomas Edison High School of Technology, Karen solicited donations so that the construction students each had a pair of work boots to wear to the work site. Most of her classrooms over the years had a clothes closet and an informal food pantry. Many donated hats, gloves, and winter coats found their way to her classrooms only to go out within the hour. The past 4 holiday seasons, her church family has donated 3 gifts for each of her students. This summer, so many boxes of donated diapers were delivered to her home that her daughter joked that the neighbors were going to think she was pregnant. Food is an expression of love and caring across all cultures, and Karen loves to feed people. Once she burned out 3 different rice cookers while providing food for one of her families that was living in a hotel shelter. Last March, when the shutdown started, she wondered how her students would be fed. She established trust and demonstrated concern by taking them food and supplies or telling them where to go to get food before asking them to log into the Zoom classes. Her thought was that if they don't have to spend a lot on food and supplies, then they could use their money to pay the rent. She assembled a group of volunteers, and before long, 75 families were receiving food and food gift cards.
I have good days and bad days.
And today was a good day. A small army of masked volunteers are helping do the heavy lifting since Karen1 broke her arm last week. But make no mistake, this ESOL teacher of 30 years here in Montgomery County is still running the show.
I'm retiring after 30 years with Montgomery County Public Schools, and I was in my office cleaning it out. And so this is how Montgomery County Public Schools thanked me.
After schools were shut down, she opened up her kitchen, and she's now running a food pantry out of her garage. Neighbors, fellow teachers, her husband, and even once complete strangers are all helping out.
Many of our students came here on their own. They're paying their own rent, they're paying their own bills, they're working 40, 50 hours a week while they're going to school. So even before COVID, the struggle was 24/7.
And it's not just the produce and meats that are being delivered. One family just had a baby. Karen is on top of it.
And the swing set directions are in a plastic.
And what about the masks? Karen has it covered.
Yeah, pick whichever mask you want to give away.
Thanks to donations, local food pantries, even the USDA, she now receives weekly shipments of goods. This teacher, who also retired last week, has been feeding 75 students and their families 3 times a week.
she thinks of other people, in particular her students. And she knew that some of them would not have the lunch at school. She knew they would not have enough food. She knew they would not have jobs. So she found different people and organizations that could help deliver food to them.
In Silver Spring, John Gonzalez, ABC 7 News.
Karen retired from MCPS on July 1st, and now her only teaching assignment is adult classes with the Montgomery County Literacy Council. She may have put Bloom's taxonomy on the back burner, but her awareness of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is still keeping her super busy as a volunteer.
Hello everyone, my name is Sofia. I was born in Peru, but I grew up in Italy, and I met Mrs. Schilling in 2001, 19 years ago, when I was only 2 months in this country, and I was ready to start high school as a sophomore. Mrs. Schilling was the very first teacher that I met during my school tour, and the only one that made me feel welcome in that huge school. Because of some paperwork issues, I wasn't able to start school immediately, but she made me feel part of the classroom by sharing what the class was working on and by giving me some work to do at home. When I finally started school, she was my ESOL teacher, and during that first year, she played such a critical role. She helped me not only in learning a new language, but also with the cultural adaptation, with other classes' homework, or things that I just didn't understand. But more precisely, with my emotional development. Even after I wasn't in her class anymore, she was always there for me. And whenever I needed help academically or emotionally, I knew that I could count on her, that she was gonna be there for me. She helped me to prepare for the ACT and ACT, and guided me through all the process during my junior and senior year. She was the only adult being present for me and my sister when my mother in 2003 was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And she went above and beyond to make sure that me and my sister were okay. Because my mother was very ill, she was not able to attend my high school graduation, but Mrs. Schilling was there for me, cheering on for me, and she even helped me to buy my prom dress. Without her, I don't think I was gonna be able to finish high school. She had such a positive impact in my life, and her family had such a huge role in my life, that I'm eternally grateful for everything that she has done. Congratulations, Mrs. Schilling, for this award. You're an incredible human being and an incredible teacher with a huge heart. You deserve this and more. I love you very much.